Hello and welcome back to Georgesgamingguide. Today me and Dad are going to be doing a intro unboxing and review on the Yavin 4 Rebel base, set number 75365, and this is made out of 1066 pieces. So I'm now going to hand you over to Dad to go over the minifigures.
Yes, I think one of the main things about this set is the fact that you get 12 minifigures of it, and 8 of them are unique to the set. So we'll quickly go through the unique ones, which is there's a Luke Skywalker, Han Solo and Princess Leia, but they're all in the award ceremony outfits. That's what makes them unique in this. You have a Garven Dreis, Jon Vander, who are two of the pilots, R2-BHD droid, which looks very similar to R2-D2, just lighter blue. There's a Rebel Fleet Trooper and a Rebel crew member. You also get Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2 and General Dodonna. So I think the figures in this do look really good, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're like. So George is going to go over what you see on the front of the box, then I'll talk about the back.
And with the minifigures, with the Garven Dreis and the Jon Vander, I believe in that order, they are gold and red leader, obviously from the main attack as well. I believe it says that on the front of the box.
Yes.
As well. Or is that, it's the other way around, sorry. It's the other way around.
Yeah. No, Garven is Garven Dreis is the red leader.
So on the front of the box, you can't really see the base. You can only see like the front of it, but you can see a lot of the minifigures and the Y-wing, which I do think is really cool that they have actually got a Y-wing in this model. I think that is really nice. You can see the little guard outpost, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the front. So let's have a look at the back.
Yeah, so this is where you see like all the inside of the Yavin base. I say it's quite a basic set, I think, but I do love some of the features they've got in. Sorry, I've got the light in the way. So you've actually got the section over here where it's got the table from the film, where it's showing how long it's going to take till the Death Star is in firing range. You've got the little transports that they're on as well. I say the Y-wing looks really good, and I think that there's just, although there doesn't look a lot of detail, I think the detail they put into it is actually really, really nice. You may see on this side as well that the actual guard tower pops up if you want it to, so you can have it high or low. But yeah, I think the features are quite nice, and as I said, again, this is the sort of the main thing for this set, which is the award ceremony. And you see all those unique characters in there, so yeah, I think it's going to be pretty fantastic. So let's get the box open and see what we get in it. If I can find my knife.
Now it does say on the side of the box, it's got that new thing that Lego is doing. It says that it can be built by 6 people, which is very, very strange, I think.
Yeah, if it's 1,000 pieces and there's 6 books, that'd be very surprising.
Yeah. Although this is quite heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
10 bags.
So we'll get the box to stand up. Yeah, it is quite heavy. This. Well, there's a lot of stickers in this. So
yeah, but that won't be. It's like wafer paper.
Oh wow.
Well, there are quite a few. There are. Well, it tells you what bags they are. It says 11 bags. So yeah, so we've got book 1 is the Y-wing. So it's not hard to separate. Book 2 is the left-hand side of the base, I think, like looking at it from the back. Book 3 is the right-hand side, I think, or just above that. Oh, you got. Oh, sorry, completely. I wondered where the other one was. Then we've got the very top, where they have their medals, and you've got a radar dish.
And then, so this book's just a small section of it, so I think this is the middle part. So, yeah, can you show the picture, sorry?
And then on this one we have the scout outpost, and then the little transport that they're on.
Okay. And so we've got the single sticker sheet, So it's not too bad actually. There's only 9 different stickers, so that's quite reasonable. And I do quite like the way they've done it. It's the fact they got the small books up. I mean, the UCS sets and everything. I think they having the big books where it gives you all the information.
Yeah, that's
is
definitely
great.
got better.
But I think as a small set, this is. I mean, what age set was it? It's an 8+ set, so it's aimed towards the sort of the younger builders. To have it split into the smaller books and just a small part of the build, I actually think it's quite nice for them.
Yeah, because it'd be nice, like, if somebody's got like 2 siblings and like they get like 2 books each or something, which would work quite well with the actual base. And I think they've pretty much split all of them into 2 books, other than or 2 bags, sorry, other than the last one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
they're all
nice.
2 bags each, apart from the last one, which is just the guard tower. But yeah, I think that's quite a nice feature. So yeah, well done to Lego on that one. I say because it's aimed at a younger audience, I think that's very good. And say for the adult sets or the collector sets, I think the big books are definitely the way to go. But say for this small sort of play feature sets, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So I think we should get on with the build, and we'll see you through the review.
So this is the finished model, and overall I do think that it looks absolutely amazing, and I think that Lego has done an absolutely incredible job on it. And I think that it was really ideal that it was put into 6 books. It made it really, really easy to build, and it definitely aims it towards the younger demographic of builders, which I think is quite nice. Lego is doing again, because obviously a lot of the sets are massive 18 plus or like 14 plus, so it's not really for the younger generation, but a set like this really is, and I think that is really nice. But before we go into the details about the set, let's have a look at the minifigures.
So we'll start off with the sort of generic characters. So we have Rebel Crew. So this is quite nice. I mean, there's no printing on the arms or legs, but the printing on the torso is actually quite nice. Just like the beige jackets that they have. The moulding on the helmet is good as well, and there's 2 different faces you can have. Very similar. One's just open mouth, one's with closed mouth. Other than that, it's pretty much identical. And the obligatory huge spanner that they seem to have in Lego. But yeah, it's not a bad figure. So that's quite a nice start. And then we'll go on to the Rebel Fleet Trooper. So this is the one that you see in the tower. And he's got the same helmet, but it actually has a visor which you affix to it. And he's got his like sort of telescopic binoculars. Again, there's no leg printing, just plain legs, plain arms. But again, the torso printing is really nice, and it's quite a good representation of the sort of uniforms that they wear during the at the base in A New Hope. And so and the face is same, so pretty much same. So you've got 2 faces on it. One's open mouth and eyebrows a little bit down, and the other one just looks a little bit calmer. So again, nice minifigure, nothing particularly special, but it is quite nice. And then we'll look at the sort of the generic the ones that have been in loads of sets. So we have R2-D2. So this has been around a little while now. As I do like the fact that it's got the full front and back printing now. Then the quality is really good. I've seen a couple of R2-D2s in the past where the head, in fact, this is the same. So the stripe around the base of the head isn't actually straight. So I'm not sure why that's the case. But overall quite nice. So 4 little pieces to build this. But I say the printing is pretty good. Then we have C-3PO, and these always look good, to be honest. I love the head moulding they've got on this. This does have the fully printed legs as well. I think the details on his front are really nice. Just trying to make sure it's in focus. So you can see all the wires and everything between his chest plate and his hips. So that's really nice. Also got printing down his arms. So yeah, overall that's a very impressive minifigure. And then we have Chewbacca. So Chewbacca's got his bowcaster, which is a stud shooter. They're made him a bit taller, so he's got the sort of the normal minifigure body. And then you have the bit with the head to give him the extra height with the shoulders and everything on it. Again, the printing is really nice. So he's got the fur on his legs. The body itself with the belt going around it, I think looks really good. And the shading of his face is really nice. So again, very nice minifigure. So it's been in lots of sets, but it is really, really good. And then we come to some of the ones that are more unique to this set. So let's start off with the R2-BHD. So no rear print on this, as you can see, which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice with the rear printing. But the front printing is really nice. There's loads of little details in there. So that's good to say. I think there's a lot more looks a lot more detail on this than there is on the R2. That's good. And then the top of it is printed through 360 degrees. So a really nice minifigure, and it fits perfectly into the back of the Y-wing. Then we have another one which isn't unique. Oh, sorry. Pick the right one up. Another one that isn't unique, which is the General Dodonna. And this is actually really nice. Looks a bit like Doc Brown with the hair. So probably it's the same hair they use for Doc Brown. But the print on this is really good. So he's got sort of a long coat which flows down onto his legs. The details on the coat and that are really, really sharp. Got two faces again. So one with a bit of a grimace, and then one which is a bit of a smile. So I'll leave him on the smile, like everyone to be happy. And then he's got this pole. I presume it's just a pointer when he's doing telling everyone about how they're going to attack the Death Star. But again, nice minifigures. They've been in a few sets before, but it is really, really good. And then we come to the two pilots. So we'll start off with Jon Vander, who's the gold leader, so he'll be your Y-wing pilot. And I think the printing on this is really, really good. The outfits they do on all the pilots, I think, are exceptional. Plenty of detail on there, and the detail goes onto the legs as well. The helmet is really, really nice again. Loads and loads of details. And then the head has got sort of very similar. So again, it's really just the smile. The visor is printed onto the head as well, so it looks a bit silly if you haven't got the helmet on. And he comes with a small pistol. But I say the printing on this is really good. So another great minifigure, and I say unique to this set. Then we have Garven Dreis, who's the red leader, so the X-wing pilot. Very similar sort of uniform. There are a couple of subtle differences, but in essence it's the same. So you say the printing all the way around. I love the helmet on this. I think the fact they got the differentiation in the helmets is really nice, and the printing is really good quality on these. So that's really good, and the faces are pretty much the same. So he's got the sort of the grimacing face again, and then the sort of smile again with the printed visor. So you do need the helmet on because he looks a bit ridiculous without it. And again, he's got a little pistol. So really, really cool minifigure. And then we come to the sort of the main characters. So let's start off with Han Solo. So with both Han and Luke, you have these medals, which I think is really nice for the ceremony. The printing is excellent. So you got the details of his belts and everything on his trousers, and his jacket that is really well known for from the original films. And the hairpiece is okay, suits him for the sort of the episode 4 era. He does have two faces again, so a bit of a smiley face and then grimacing face again, so I say we'll stick with the smiley one. But yeah, I think overall it's a really nice minifigure, and I say it's unique to the set, so a real plus point for this. Then we have Luke Skywalker. So again, exactly the same medal. Got his blue lightsaber. I say it's very similar to Luke Skywalker, as we've seen previously. The printing again is good, so he's got his sort of belt strap going onto for his gun going onto his legs. The actual top is quite nice, so it looks pretty much like the one he wears in the ceremony at the end of the film. Not very much printing on the back, but so there was not really a lot of detail in it, 'cause it's just the one colour. And then it's the same again with the faces, so you have one that's sort of not very happy and one that's smiling. So not huge detail in the face on this one, but I think it works alright for Luke. And yeah, nice minifigure again, and again unique to this set. And then we come to the one that I really, really like. So we have the Princess Leia. Probably not the best of faces. It's a bit generic. It's nothing really makes it stand out, and I think the face expression could be better on both sides. I don't really understand the expressions they've given her, because it's not a big wide smile, which I think would have been better. Before we put it on, I'll show you the print on the back. So she's got a necklace going around and the belt, and from the front she got all the pleats and the skirt and the belt and this really nice necklace. I think the hairpiece on this is really, really nice. Again, I don't know if this is unique. It might be quite similar to the one that's in the Endor UCS set, but I think it is slightly different. But yeah, I think it just works. I say it's quite reminiscent of the way she has her hair, and it's got like the bun bits at the side, and then the braids over the top. So really good. Not sure about the silver pistol. I don't think she really needed that, but as I say, it is a play set, so that's probably the reason they've done it. But overall, a really, really nice selection of minifigures. So let's get back to the main model.
So we're back, and let's have a look at the set itself. So I'm going to go over the two vehicles and the front of the model, and then Dad's going to go over the inside. So we have the Y-Wing. Now this is book 1, which is bags 1 and 2, and this is actually a very, very nice little model. So we have the classic 2 yellow engines on the back with the R2-BHD droid on the inside. And then we have one of the leaders, like rebel flight leaders, and then we have like a little turret on the top, which I think is actually scaled quite well for it. And I just think that it looks really nice. You've got like the little pipework on top. Then I don't like how they've put 2 bolts on it, because I know it's for the younger demographic, but it would have been nice for it still to look normal, if that makes sense. I just don't like that at all. Now you do have a few bits of landing gear on the bottoms that it does sit quite nicely. You do also build a little stair piece with it so that they can get into it. Then in the very last book and bag of the model, you build these 3 things. So 2 of them are like landing pathway, I guess.
Yeah, landing lights.
Landing lights, there you go. I just completely blanked and went with, what seems similar. So then you have this little, like, I guess, rover kind of a thing?
Yeah, I think
transport?
In the films, yes, it's where I think it's designed to put the minifigures on.
Yeah.
It's where the main characters sit on it for being taken to the ships and so on.
So we have the Rebel crew member, which isn't actually called a Rebel crew member, but is called a Rebel crew. And I'm not quite sure why it's not Rebel crew member, but I guess that's what they decided. So there's not much detail. Obviously, you can see what I'm presuming to be brake lights on it, and then with a couple of levers which do go up and down as well. And now if we go to the front of the model, so we can go from the left to start off with. You can see that we have the little guard outpost which does move, and you can prop it up by holding something at the end. Obviously you have to hold the base down, and it doesn't go up very easily because obviously it has to be straight. But the problem is that yes, that is very nice, but when you let it go, it does just fall straight down. There's no way.
Although there is a little,
yeah, you can.
There's a little platform halfway up,
which does keep it.
Yeah, so you can sort of pop it up and leave it halfway up.
But there is no way to keep it in the air fully without having to hold it, which is a little bit annoying. But I suppose Lego probably didn't want to make it. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm a little bit ill. But I guess that Lego probably did do the best that they could do for the younger demographic. Now, as you can see on the front, we have two stud. Well, I say stud shooters, but I believe these are the flat ones.
They are studs.
All right, so they've gone back to the normal stud shooters, which I think is an okay choice, but personally, I prefer the flat ones.
And they are linked together, so there's a little. It's like a little targeting screen on the inside, which I'll show you shortly. And you move the targeting screen and they actually move together.
And then there's not really much else other than just a little bit of greenery and then like the basic like beige colour, I guess, with a little bit of greenery on the side. But yes, I think that is everything on the outside, so I'm going to hand you over to Dad to go over the inside of the model.
We'll turn this around and say the two outer bits on this don't actually lock in place, so they're both overlap. I presume that's for a bit of playability again, so you can easily get on the inside to see the characters. So I've actually placed all the characters on this the same as they are in the instructions. So as I say, it is a play piece, so there's really good access all round, to be honest. The set itself, so that the main building is built in 4 pieces. So you have a bag for this side, bag up to this floor, and then the top of it itself. And they've packed it with some really quite nice details. So if we go from this side initially, I'm going to try and tilt this up so you can see it. So you may recognise the display table. It's a bit bright, so let me put my try and put a shade over a bit, where it actually shows the how far it is till the Death Star is in firing range. So you may remember that from A New Hope. And then we have Princess Leia and C-3PO. As we mentioned, the minifigures, I think the Princess Leia is really nice. I think the hairpiece they've done for her in this is excellent. Then underneath that we have R2-D2, and there's not much in this area. It's just really a support for this top section. And it's pretty much the same on the other side. So I think you've actually got a gun rack on the other side, but there's not a lot of detail at the bottom. But say it's nicely accessible for being a playset. Then we have a big hangar bay door in the middle with the steps up. Now at the top here you'll see that we've got Chewbacca. We've got a screen at the back which has got a targeting computer on, which is where one of the stickers goes. It's probably a bit hard to pick it up. It's not too bad. So you've got these 2 blue clear pieces, one either side. They've got the displays, so it just gives you a feel of the displays that you'll see when they're in the Rebel base talking about attacking the Death Star. And again, that's really it for the middle bit. There's not a huge amount of detail on there. Then we have the centre bit where you have a radar dish at the top, and just some greenery. So again, it's fairly basic in there. There's not too much detail. One thing I did forget to mention is on this side, it's actually on both sides, they've got some more stickers for displays, which is quite nice. I actually really like the stickers in this, despite there being a reasonable amount. And then we come to the right hand side where we have the briefing room, with 3 seats. And if we put the screen round, you might be able to pick this up, but it's actually the display where they're showing they're going to shoot the photon torpedoes into the duct to destroy the Death Star. So it's quite nice that they've got the graphic for that. And on the other side of that, you can actually see the Rebel insignia. So yeah, so I think there you can just see the sticker, another sticker at the bottom. Sorry, wrong side. Another sticker at the bottom. So this is one that's showing that there's an issue with one of the Y-wings. Overall, I say it's quite a basic set. I think it looks nice. The outside, I think, it's not a bad representation of the temple at the Yavin base.
There's probably 3 seats for Luke and then the 2 rebel leaders as well.
I think this top bit, I forgot to mention, so although there's not a lot going on there, I think that's where they actually display all the main characters. So it's supposed to be the ceremony at the end. So as you saw when we go through the minifigures, they've got the medals around the necks, and Princess Leia's got a really nice necklace and everything. So it's just the bits from that final scene. So I think that's why that's been left open. But overall, it's a nice set for a collector. I think it's the minifigures really that collectors will want this for. As a play set, I think this is fantastic for children. It is an 8+ set, but it does offer pros for everyone. As I say minifigures is the main pro for me as a collector. But it does look great on the shelf as well. We won't be using it as a play set. We never tend to be honest. But yeah, I think it does look quite nice, and I think with a few more vehicles around the outside, it could look great on the shelf, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably quite good scale for a mock as well. And I just think that is it's a really, really nice set for the younger demographic. Probably not people, dad's age-ish. Yeah.
Trying to say I'm old.
Yep. But yeah, it's good for kids, I'd say, because there's obviously 6 books. They can distribute it out for people in the family, or just do it over time, because obviously there's no rush for this one like there would be a normal one, where you'd have 1 book and you'd have to get through it all. Because it's really interesting with this one because you're not dependent of others to build them, if that makes sense. So it's basically modular, so you put it on, but obviously it can only go one way.
Yeah, it's like this section, so it's just held on by 4 studs. So it's, I say, if you wanted to take it apart to play with it as well to give better access, it's really well done. So
but yeah, overall this is a really nice set for the younger demographic, and for playability and the minifigures, I would really recommend it.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to be it for today's video. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, bye. We really hope you enjoyed the video. We'd love to know your comments, see what you think of this Yavin 4 set. If you haven't already, please give us a like and subscribe to George's channel. And watch out for next Sunday's video, which is going to be the 332nd Clone Trooper Battle Pack.